Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Falai, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Last episode, we basically took care of getting everyone upgraded and set up for us to move on to the finale. We can't really beat the world bosses. They are too strong for me, and I am not a build crafter. And I'm not going to support any of the locals, simply because of the fact that, well, from what I remember, they asked us to do very questionable things. None of them result in a wonderful end result for the Deadfire. And if I choose anyone, I'll lose at least 2 of my companions. So instead, we're heading out by sea, and we are just going to make our way there immediately. We're sailing on our own and taking care of this without anyone's help, since they can't cooperate. To the Ukaizo channel. Actually, let me see. Can I put any, I don't have much in the way of drinks. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Go pick up some more drinks out of Nekataka. Some better drinks. Lager. That'll do. Yeah, pick up some lager, put that in. And head to Ukaizo channel. I want our morale to be as high as it can possibly be. Ooh, bonus experience. I didn't even know there was a thing. Alright. This'll be a challenge, but I'm sure we can get it taken care of. Ukaizo channel. There is plenty of ocean to sail and many lands to explore, but what lies ahead of you dwarfs them all. Should you choose to sail on, you suspect there will be no return, not to the Deadfire you have come to know. Continue forward. You set a course through the channel and into uncharted, turbulent seas. The storms of Andra's mortar encompass the visible horizon. Hurricane winds roar like an improvised beast, blowing with enough force to warp the very seas. Past the curtain of rain and above the swell of waves, you can just barely perceive the outline of colossal Andra pillars. Sail into the storm. No sooner does the Vixen head into the turbulent waters than you catch sight of a ship speeding after you, its sails flapping violently in the winds. Someone has followed you. It remains to be seen whether they can keep up, but for now the storm is concerning enough. Headscarf whipping in the wind, Beadol frowns. Gods, Captain, if I'd known, if any of us had known. With a shake of the head, the mariner chuckles. Damn. Kreith stands at the rail. Much as I hate agreeing with Beadol, damn, there ain't no charts for what lies ahead. Perched on the rail, one hand clinging to the rigging, Amani laughs, lip curling over uneven teeth. You kidding? This be exactly the kind of shit I signed on for. The hand howls into the wind. A hand falls on your shoulder and you turn to see Eld Engrim. We go now where gods would not have us tread, yet their skein guided us here, inexorable and incontrovertible. The hand's smile balances on the knife's edge between comforting and disquieting. Have faith. Both hands on the wheel, Tilla stares out across the Whitecaps. We're really doing this, ain't we? Setting sail into the mortar itself. Gods help us. The Vixen screw is the finest in the Deadfire. You'll get us through Andra's mortar, I know it. With a faint but determined smile, Beadol nods. You all know your jobs, and you all know what's at stake. What's this but one more squall? 2 stations! A cheer rises as the hands scurry about the decks. Heading into the mouth of the storm, you hear the sound of tearing canvas as the wind batters your sails. An unfavorable omen to the start of a hard voyage. You press on in spite of all misgivings, intent on making it to the bitter end. Looming in the water directly ahead stands a pillar of Adra. It reaches up from the sea floor to pierce the sky like a god-sized finger aimed in accusation. Before you can worry about the pillar ahead, your ship jolts and the hull groans against Adra lurking unseen beneath the waves. Your ship's blackwood hull takes the beating without incident, though the pillar itself remains a threat. The choppy currents spin your ship toward a collision course. Smashing against the pillar's gargantuan trunk would make for a quick and unceremonious end to your journey. After a series of hard turns and some clever cheating of the wind, your helmsman narrowly steers the ship out of harm's way, missing the pillar entirely. No more Adra pillars are in evidence ahead, but the storm grows fiercer as you persist in challenging it. The howling wind threatens to shred your sails to ribbons and visibility is dropping fast. What begins as an irregularity in the water current broadens as the sea churns open a maelstrom. Your ship balances on the brink of being swept down. The tide redoubles its pull, intent on drawing you closer to the inescapable hungry maw. The wind howls in fury, threatening to tear your sails to ribbons. With a sound like a whip, the dragon-wing sails catch the wind and hold fast. The whirlpool still looms ahead. The only option is to sail at full speed, breaking the whirlpool's grasp by force. Your swift maneuvering breaks the ship free of the maelstrom's deadly grasp, at the unfortunate cost of your sails, which take heavy damage from the turbulent winds. The howling of the wind builds to a constant shriek, and the rain pounds your deck with relentless animosity. A wave swells ahead, monstrous enough to eclipse your vision. The prow of your ship slowly rises to meet it head-on. Even if you wanted to, you cannot turn back now. Your crew masters their fear and holds fast to their posts. Against all odds, the ship crests the wave successfully. In spite of the crew's haggard state, a cheer goes up in your honor when everyone realizes they are still alive. Your ship rides the sheer slope of the wave and crashes back down, staying upright all the while. It doesn't immediately register that you have survived. While the rain continues to indignantly pelt you with water, the seas ahead look calmer than those you left behind. Your relief is short-lived. An enormous form crests the waves and bears down on the Vixen with incredible speed. Before it can collide with your hull, it dives back into the deep. Tense minutes pass in which you wonder if it will resurface. When it doesn't make another appearance, you press on with caution. Though your visibility is low to non-existent, and you're heading a mystery, you sense a glimmer of light far ahead, one shining beacon in the obscurity. Taking the wheel, you sail for Aethys. The seas are calm again. As the skies begin to clear, you make out a growing shape on the horizon. Ukaizo. Ornate spires reach up from the island, hinting at the city within. Not all of Ukaizo has weathered the millennia with equal grace. Other structures jut and lean out of the surrounding shallows, making the waters around the island impassable by ship. You resolve to take a skiff the rest of the way. So it begins. Ukaizo. Our party is here and prepared.
Does anyone but the gods know what's going on in Adair's head?
Problems?
I mean...
Gaze downcast, Jody sighs. The tip of her tongue, a peak of dusty rose, dabs at the corner of her mouth, leaving a glimmer of wetness.
He's a right fine fella. Kind, too. But a little old.
You care about him, don't you?
I do. I tried not to, but I can't hardly help it.
She rushes through the confession with a soft blush and a nod.
He's just so considerate and nice. If not to me, then everyone else. And he's so darn big and strong. I know my pa would have liked him. Problem is, I think he doesn't much like me, Watcher.
Why would you think that?
Aside from the fact that every time I talk to him, he shoots me down.
She grins crookedly, somehow looking both abashed and amused.
One night, while everyone was sleeping,
Go on.
I might have borrowed a bottle of rum and shook him awake. I thought he'd be more open to talk by the light of my lantern. You know, if it was just the two of us. He looked at me like I was a scorpion that had crawled into his sleeping bag. What should I do? You'll help me, Watcher, won't you?
Give him enough time and space to come around. Jody chews at her bottom lip for a while before exhaling a quiet sigh. She She hums something that sounds like, mm-hmm.
I'll try my gone darnest. I can promise you that. I just...
As if unable to help herself, she beams you a bright and hopeful smile.
I hope you're right. Tell me what's on your mind.
Alright,
I'm glad
well,
we talked.
nothing else there. Good timing on that, I suppose. Oh. Ah. The Defender. The creature stares down at you with only dim recognition of your presence. Water drips down the tip of its mallet-like head.
Whoa, that's, where would you even stab something like that?
What manner of creature is this?
Stay close, Ishi. That's one heavy bird.
I'm not too proud to admit when I'm scared. Terrified, actually.
The construct turns to the sound of speech, showing only dim awareness of the meaning. It swivels its head back around to face you.
So alone. Never alone. Is Ukaizo reached?
A voice paws at your mind in a clumsy, unpracticed fashion. You feel something like the mental equivalent of a squint. Yeah, by a colossal god made of Adra. Where have you been?
Here. We have been here. Where are the gates of Ukaizo?
The construct rolls its gaze toward the city.
We guard the silence of Ukaizo. You are a disturbance.
Bronze plates grind together with a discordant shriek. I'm just trying to reach Aethys. He's the one you want.
Aethys has disturbed the bones of Ukaizo. The old pacts permit him to pass. But you will go no further. Ukaizo is closed. The gates are barred.
A wave of heat emanates from the Guardian. Before we settle this, I want answers about Ukaizo.
Our covenant with the Old Ones does not forbid questions.
The construct hesitates, its joints creaking.
The living were meant to forget Ukaizo. Nothing can be gained of remembering it.
Amid the general ire of the construct's thoughts, you feel a sharp jab delivered to your mind. I was under the impression that dragons love to talk. Humor me. The gates of Ukaizo regard you in disgruntled, calculating silence.
We will indulge ourselves before shredding your name from the long scroll of existence. The chosen people of the Deadfire called Ukaizo home.
It stares off to the distance, fixating on one of Ukaizo's many spires.
The outsiders were their contemporaries, full of wisdom, ingenuity, and terrifying ambition.
That sure sounds like the Ingwithans. Guess they got around.
The outsiders passed from the world. None of them remain.
Not all of them passed. But we got the one they left behind.
The construct fixes on Adair with a quiet mixture of irritation and curiosity. Finally, it steers its focus back to you.
The Old Ones and the outsiders traded, collaborated, learned, and built together. Outsiders augured the doom of the Old Ones. The rift unmade them both.
A deep thrum of power echoes from somewhere beneath the construct's carapace. What caused the rift?
The outsiders coveted ancient Ukaizo. Its occupation was a hindrance.
The construct cranes its head around as if following the movement of passers-by.
Machines were built on a foundation of outsider lies. When the machines were nearly done, the outsiders constructed bodies of flesh and bone.
Stretching its neck out, the construct mimics a height greater than its own. Bodies.
Skeletons, now. Their remains littering great Ukaizo.
And what were these machines?
Ones which drew the spirits of the dead through a sieve. Finally, the outsiders fashioned a guardian to stand vigil over their work. Our bond with the Old Ones compelled us to trust their allies. They offered us a trade, eternal life for eternal service. We were ordered to slam shut the gates of Ukaizo for all time.
And what happened when the machines went active?
The outsiders vanished from the world, leaving the Old Ones dumbfounded. Quiet gave way to chaos. Storms battered the seas. The sleeping hearts of mountains awoke with fury. When the last screams of the old ones faded, only we remained.
So no one has been here since the devastation.
None but the green colossus whose every footstep disturbs tranquility. You are the first kith to visit the shores of lost Ukaizo, and you will be the last. This idle chatter was a refreshing change of pace. May your journey through the wheel be an informed one.
I didn't come to fight, but if you bar the way, then I have little choice.
You chose death when you set your bearing, traveler. Prepare yourself.
Lunging forward, the construct attacks. Thus, we have attacked the Guardian of Ukaizo. Well, we can get a good weaken on him. Oh, look at that. You summoned some friends. Interesting. Okay, where are you putting that? You know what? Put it here. And drop down a hammer. Oh, you've got more friends coming in, too. Go ahead with another casting of this. Somehow it's healing up. Did it lose its head?
Give me a hand here. Let's do this.
Let's see. Wall of Flame will actually get damage on all of them. And Gwithin Hierarch. Yeah, that's a little concerning. Bitter Mooring will do some damage to it. To at least one of them. Go ahead, send out the missiles. Oh, you're terrified.
Right between the eyes.
We're doing a lot of damage to the Guardian. It's going down. Okay, somehow you're getting interrupted whenever you try to cast a spell, but it is almost defeated. The Guardian of Ukaizo is slain. That just leaves these two Sentinels and the Hierarch. You, get rid of that freaking Hierarch. There you go. That Hierarch is gonna go down in moments. You want a Fireball? Not on that, but you can cast a Fireball on those two. Please finish off that Hierarch.
Can't get a clean hit.
You do almost have it dead. There goes one of the Sentinels. The Hierarch is down. And all that leaves is the remaining Sentinel, and we have it. And there we go. We have acquired access to Ukaizo. Alright. Remove fast mode, please. That was a bit of a fight, but we got in. This pile of debris hums with ancient power. A faint echo of soul energy blinks up at you from the depths of the wreckage. And this will lead us in. Well, let me drop a save, and then we will enter Ukaizo. Alright, into Ukaizo we go. Oh! Yeah, we have a whole bunch of places to go to. I guess we'll start with the Grand Promenade. Not much to it. Moai Gwaith.
I hope you got a way of turning off that storm. Looks unfriendly. Mean-spirited, even.
Sure.
Erosion has softened the bronze features, giving the proud statue a brooding air. Descending into the city would be suicide while the relentless storm rages on. Got it. So we need to find a way to turn off the storm. Somehow. A furious storm obscures the sprawling city below, but you can make out the shape of distant spires reaching up from the flooded ruins. Spirit winds tug on your soul with insistence, like a stern hand trying to pull a cloak from your back. You recall the last time you encountered a Biawak. Feels like a lifetime ago. So, here we are. You look to those who accompanied you this far, who risked everything to face the confrontation ahead. How are you feeling about all of this, Adair? Adair's gaze wanders among glinting archways and half-collapsed spires, his mouth agape.
Gilded Vale got its name from the way the wheat fields used to look in the sun. But this place really is gilded. Might as well be a different world.
Miss the simple life?
Well, hard to miss what you can barely remember. All I know is my life took a turn when this world came stomping into mine. These great people got a funny way of passing on. They disappear from the world, but leave their problems behind for the rest of us to deal with.
That's why we're here. We're going to face this. Whatever comes, we're going to see people through.
I guess maybe that's one good thing that's come out of this. Well, at least for me. I got something to do with my life that doesn't involve hauling or shoveling. You even got a friend or two out of it. Whole world's about to face the biggest test it ever saw. What Aethys is doing, it's gonna change everything. We may not survive. Kith, I mean. No, I broke a wheel once too. First thing I thought of when we learned what Aethys was doing. My mom had this spinning wheel, and she loved it.
Adair bites his lower lip, his guilt still evident.
Well, I was playing with it in the way a young child might when his parents are out, and that wheel came right off. It wouldn't go back into place, so I pushed it harder, and pretty soon I'd broken off a spoke. Broke off 3 more trying to fix that. Anyway, I got whipped pretty good for it. That wheel was never the same, even after my dad fixed it.
Adair runs a pair of fingers back and forth across a beard in need of a trim.
I used to think of the gods as being like parents to all of us. But now I know better. They're children, playing while their folks are gone.
Adair looks to Aethys in the distance and sighs. You're looking thoughtful, Aloth. Aloth looks out at the sprawling ancient city.
5 years ago, you controlled the destiny of thousands of souls in Sun and Shadow.
He pauses, considering the vista.
But the choice you make today shall define the fate of every living thing in Aora.
He turns to you. Curiosity shines in his eyes, but there's something else there. Pity. I have a responsibility to do right by the world. I'll make the best decision I can.
I know you will. I know you'll choose wisely. And no matter what happens, it's been an honor journeying with you. Again.
He puts his hand on your shoulders, meeting your gaze with a fond smile. He turns back to regard the great city before you. Something on your mind, Jody?
We gonna do this or what?
Jody licks her chapped lips, dark gaze narrowing as she takes in the side of the ancient city's ruins. Raised high, her lantern casts hard shadows over the planes of her face.
We've made it this far, yet we're still alive. Might as well square off with my god before our luck runs dry.
Think we can reason with him?
It didn't work so good at Mogren's teeth, no? But sure, we can try to sway my god's will again. Well, if anyone could do it, I reckon it'd be you. Tell me, Watcher, can there be a god of light and birth if souls themselves can no longer be reborn?
She points her lantern toward the shadowed ruins in the distance. Ukaizo's broken bones. Was it worth it all to chase down your god?
Reckon it was. Sure, I did some things I now regret. God knows I got plenty of blood on my hands. I thought it'd be different how it turned out, but I couldn't dream of any other way.
Jody sets her jaw grim.
Now then, shall we go face my god for one last time? Find out what it is we can or can't do in these end times. Whether we're meant to wither or thrive.
Yep, let's go.
Consider me your second shadow.
Jody thumbs the copper cage of her lantern, a subconscious attempt to reassure herself. Maya, any thoughts?
So, here we stand on Lost Ukaizo.
Maya shoves her hands into her pockets, sighing. She glances around, wearing an unreadable expression. You expected more?
My parents gave me an earful about the horizon-spanning beaches and towers reaching beyond the stars.
Maya snorts, shaking her head.
All I can see is good folk tussling over a wasteland.
Time to confront Aethys. Hopefully for the last time. You know what you're doing?
If we can restore order to the Deadfire, this is the place to do it.
No time to waste then. I'm about as ready to confront a god as I'll ever be.
Maya smiles, but there's a lining of unease about it.
We're doing good work here. Setting foot on Ukaizo is a statement that no one can ignore. You should be proud. Captain,
She furrows her brow, searching for the right words.
you got us here in one piece. If there's a better compliment out there, I don't know what it is.
She nods, gesturing for you to go forward. Maya folds her arms and looks out on the city. She reaches down and pets Ishizo when he nuzzles her leg, but says nothing more. Think we're as ready as we can be. Let's go. And indeed we shall in the next episode, because this one's gone on long enough. Next episode, we figure out how to turn off the storm going on in here, and then make our way to Aethys. Till then, I am Chester44, ancien Inisfilai. That is Laniara, Adair, Jolty, Maya, and Aloth. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, and I shall see you all next time.